guys, welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Portsmouth. Now, if you watched my Red Star Belgrade episode earlier, I basically said that I was going to do a little experiment in today's episode, though I have already done the experiment, just to see what the ratio to goals was of clear-cut chances, to see how many clear-cut chances we normally have on average to score a goal, and then compare that to the number of it takes us to concede. Because from looking at it, you think to yourself, right, okay, so quite clearly we seem to require a shitload of them to actually score a goal. Now, the results, I think, are very, very interesting. And that is this. So all I did was I went through, and this has taken me like the last half an hour to do this, really. Not half an hour, what we're talking about, like 20 minutes tops. Go through on each match, look at the number of clear-cut chances we had, and just write it down through all the Premier League fixtures that we've got here, basically. And we had a grand total of 112 clear-cut chances in all of those games. Now, and obviously some of them we had a lot. Like, for example, against, where was it? Oh, shit, didn't mean to show it. And that's including the games I've actually played this month. Against Sunderland in this game, for example, we had 9. So there's some games where we, So that means that gives us an average of 1 goal per every 1.86 clear-cut chances. So that's our figure. So then I went through and I looked at the number of chances that our opponents were having. They created a grand total of 120 clear-cut chances in those games and scored 64 goals against us in that period, which gives them an actual average of a goal every 1.88 clear-cut chances. Now, that actually means that our opponents have taken more clear-cut chances on average to score a goal than we have, which is interesting because it doesn't feel like it when you're playing it. Now, obviously, this is kind of swayed by certain things. Like, for example, we've had a lot of games still. Like, some of those are swayed because against, for example, Manchester City and Chelsea, we've conceded a lot of clear-cut chances. And against Newcastle as well, they had 11 in that one game. So it's kind of swayed the figures a little bit in that sense. So we have still had some very, very frustrating games, though. And I have noticed it more and more towards the back end of the season. Like the part we're at now, basically. Things have got a little bit silly. And things have continued much in that vein this month. But first, before we get into the fixtures, I just want to show you something in our youth intake. We did get a player worth talking about, and that is always a bonus. So let's just see, where are you, lad? Right, here we go. This is him. This is Mickey Barnett, which is a great name in itself. Shame he doesn't actually have a Barnett. Wow, worth 222,000. That's gone up. Although, I think that might be because I've signed into a contract. This is one of the better ones we've actually had lately. I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with this lad. What does my coach reckon? Well, I don't want Sylvan's opinion, I want Steve Weaver's opinion. He actually reckons slightly less of him, but still, not a bad player, really. Potential to be a good Premier League attacking midfielder in the future, and that is a pretty decent one to come through our academy, and it's good to see that we're actually improving in that sense. So yeah, that's Mickey Barnett. Decent determination, I'm pretty happy with that. He's got good dribbling already, some physicals, but again, he's 16 years old, so there's a lot of time for him to improve, hopefully. So yeah, let's get stuck into the fixtures in today's episode. Right, the other thing is, some people have been saying that they wanted me to show them how I find these youth players, and I'm basically going to go through it a little bit. Now, if you guys, I'm sure most of you already know Statistical Approach's channel, he did a brilliant video on there where he talks about how to find the best regens, and I strongly urge you to go watch his video on that, because basically what I do is not dissimilar to what he does, really. His method is, if anything, in some ways more efficient, so I would strongly urge you to go check that out. I'm going to do a little bit anyway on it now that you might be able to supplement that, but I don't really think, I think what he's done is pretty much comprehensive, and I've learned a thing or two from watching it. So basically, what I do, firstly, is do a Control W. That's the quick way to get to this actual screen. If you do a Control W on the computer, it'll bring you to this screen. If you then go into transfers and go into youth intakes here, you'll find the youth intakes. And obviously we've had the one in the UK lately, so this is going to be absolutely heaving with players, as you can see, and it's done on a monthly basis. So if we go back to February here, you'll find that there is a smaller number of players, but obviously it'll still take a little while to load, so you get all of these guys. And what I do basically is, and this takes a while, is every sort of couple of weeks, especially during the summer months, I'll check through this, just have a little look on their pages. Now, there's not a lot you can really tell from here, because you can't, well, you can scout some of them, but what I do then is I look at the value on them, and I know that's not always the best way, but this is sometimes the only way you can really tell, because the value does give a bit away. I look at this value, and if this value sort of stands out to me, then I will add them to my shortlist. So, for example, this guy looks quite good. This is Vadim Avdeyev. Yeah, add them to your shortlist on this. Then go through, don't don't just look at all of them, but look for clubs that you think might have decent youth intakes. I mean, you can look through all of them if you want, and sometimes if you really put the work in, you could find the best players by doing that, really. So, for example, Dortmund have got a great youth intake, and almost certainly, look, this is Jandro, 83k. For me, this lad, 15 years old at 83,000, scout him. In fact, I think I may have already scouted him. Yes, I did. So this is my point. I've been looking through this stuff. My scout isn't entirely sure, but my point is we can see slightly more of his stats, and he's got some pretty decent ones. So yeah, just keep doing that and build up your little shortlist first. Then scout your shortlist. Get them to scout it for, I don't know, a little while, because you can keep get scout report until you know a little bit more about the player. That is basically the first thing that I do. This is something that I can do manually, where I actually myself can go out and look for these players. Now, sometimes players will slip through the net. For example, I probably wouldn't have found Ali Borrell doing this method, because that is not what I did, because I don't always check like second tier French sides. I think he came from I can't remember exactly. Point is, there are other methods. Now, the other thing I like to do is, basically, if you go into your scouting menu, send your scouts to random countries. I know this sounds stupid, but like if that country has a vaguely decent national team, send your scout out there, get them looking for players that are sort of in the age bracket that would be considered a regen. So, for example, we're a few years into the game, so you can kind of go between 15 and 18, or maybe even 14 in some countries. Look for those players, and then look for ones with a certain level of potential. Just have them doing that. Have as many scouts as you can out doing that, and if they fail, send them to a different country. That is how I found Borrell and Ivancic. The moment that season ended, I sent both my scouts out. I sent one to Iceland, I sent one to Serbia, obviously. No, not Serbia. Yeah, no, I sent one to Serbia as well. I sent one to Croatia, I sent them all over the place, basically, and that is how I did it. And they came through on a scout report. Now, of course, I noticed that they had decent star potential, but I had them scouted further by just going into their profile and hitting get scout report, and it will keep bringing back more and more and more, which is what you want. It will cost a little bit, but if you narrow it down, then you don't end up spending quite as much money in order to do so, basically. This is another guy I believe I looked at. This is Steve Giroud. I think I had a little look at him. So again, 400k, 16 years old, quite clearly got quite decent ability as a player. We can't afford him at the moment, because I imagine if we did put an offer in, they'd give us the earth. But the point is, you then go through, once you've got a list of players that you kind of want, and I mean a big list, you want to have a decent sized pool to be picking from, go into that, then start putting bids out. Most of the time, you'll get hit back with a ridiculous amount of money. I mean, I've had as you know, when I tried to buy Andre Bjorka for Chelsea, they wanted 84 million for him, which is ridiculous. That's like Gareth Bale money. And I've had a few others. Like there was one I looked at. I think it was actually that Niedermayer guy from Dortmund. They wanted 52 million for him. Point is, if you keep doing it, the more unfashionable the side is as well, it does help. If they're slightly small, if they have a smaller reputation than your club, that is massively important. Or at least around the same kind of level, something you can offer them that, that's the thing. So, for example, us picking a player from Dortmund ain't going to happen. He isn't even going to want to enter into discussions with us. You also might be able to find some players that are unattached by doing the scouting method. You can look through and you might be able to find some players that are in that age bracket in general that aren't actually at clubs, because they do come up. That is how I found Lucarelli and Spina. Basically, just send a scout out looking in like a region rather than like a specific country, although I did do this specifically with Italy, but do it with the region. Just have it set to those age brackets, and again with the potential. And sometimes random regions will just pop into the game. I don't know why. I've not seen anyone be able to explain why that happens, but it does. And sometimes they're amazing, and that is how I found Lucarelli. That was luck, but then I had explained to me what I'd done, and yeah, that's basically what that is. So yeah, I hope this has helped you guys. So yeah, keep putting bids, and eventually you'll find a club that will actually allow you to negotiate a relatively low price for one of the players. Pick them up, because they're almost certainly going to be pretty damn good. And not everyone is going to be perfect. Not every player is going to be the best. We've had a few misses already in this series, but I have hope in some of the players. And you just be careful what you're doing. Put in as much scouting as you possibly can, basically, until you can see as much of this as possible. And then make that bid if you think that it's going to be worth it, basically. Get them on a big, long contract on relatively low money if you can do, because that way you've got more room to manoeuvre in when you get to a later date, for example with Kieran Griffiths at the moment. So that's what I do, basically. I hope this helps in some way. If not, then I really can't help you any more than that. That is what I do, and that is how we found the players that we have found. So, with that in mind, let's get straight into the games that we played this month, since I've been babbling on for way too long. First game of the month was away at Brighton, and basically, the story of this month has basically been us not putting our chances away and them not needing that many chances to score goals. And today is the epitome of that. So, against Brighton, we were good. We were very, very good. Dominic Samuel put them ahead on 2 minutes. And that was fine. You know, it happened. We were very, very good. We came flying back into this game, and Jerome Sinclair scored 2 in 2 minutes and really got the ball rolling for us at this point. We're leading 2-1. Then they get a pissing penalty, which was very, very frustrating. Because, for me, again, wasn't in the box. Very annoying. I'm getting sick of those. They don't look like they're in the box. It's in the D. To me, the D doesn't count as the box. And I don't know, maybe there's like some sort of mapping error there. Because I keep seeing penalties given in the D. It's not the first time that's happened. So we were level, and then of course Solly March put them straight in front, and at this point they were barely doing anything in the game, and as you can see, they actually had 2 penalties in this game. Penalties seem to have gone up as well. We were conceding a lot of them, and as you can see, they had 5 clear-cut chances, 2 of which were of course the penalties, and we had 6, but we just couldn't put the ball in the net, and it was frustrating because I thought we should have beaten Brighton. They were in the relegation zone at this point. Horribly frustrating. In our next game, we travelled away to Reading, and they were second from bottom, and yet again. Although I have to say, Reading were actually quite decent. Although this may not look like it, they had created some good opportunities. It's just that those weren't the opportunities that they scored from, and that's what frustrated me. Scott Sinclair's first one was a back pass from Adam Webster. He's practically he's in his own penalty area and plays a really, really short back pass to Backman. Sinclair runs on and scores, and Backman actually runs straight past him and lets him score, which is always fun. And then the second one, Sinclair's shot hits the post, rebounds back, and this is a new goalkeeper I've noticed. Now, when the shot hits the post, the keepers don't bother to try and save the rebound. Bounces back to Sinclair and he puts it into the net, but there's plenty of time in between that which the goalkeeper could have done anything, because he didn't dive for the first shot, so he's still on his feet, and he didn't dive for the second shot either. In fact, he didn't do anything, so that was very frustrating for us. Although I have to say, Reading did create some good opportunities. As you can see, 6 clear-cut chances here from their 10 shots, so fair enough to them on that, but still annoying about the goals that they actually did score. I would rather have lost 2 good goals, and that of course means that, look, that's 6 defeats in 7 games now, and it was disappointing. In our next game against Swansea, we had to come up with something. Thankfully, we did, and this game kind of turned on a single thing, and that was me bringing on Stefan Schröck. I can't remember what time I brought him up, but it was 66 minutes. Within a few seconds of him being on the pitch, he'd actually put us 1-0 up, and then he slid a ball in for Ben Osborne to make it 2-0, and it was a lovely chipped goal from Osborne. I have to say, it was great. But then Thomas Versera got one back for Swansea, and just to point out how poor Swansea were at this game, 9 clear-cut chances, 9 half chances, and we only won 2-1. They were nowhere near us in this game, like just not even close to being involved in this match, and they very nearly got something from it. And it's that kind of thing that I'm on about. And admittedly we got the point in Newcastle where they had a lot of shots, but I don't know, we've had a few games, like Sunderland was very similar to this as well, like where we're playing so well but we're only winning games by like 1 goal now, and then it only takes them to have a simple chance and we lose the games. That's our frustration. That's my frustration lately. We're not scoring, well, we're scoring enough goals, but we're just conceding so many all of a sudden, and I don't know why it is. So yeah, there's that. Which all brings us to today's game away at Stoke. We've had a busy month for away games at Brighton and Reading and Swansea. So today we're going to just try and be a little bit more cautious with the way we go. But first we're going to check out the squad. So firstly, top goal scorer for us at the moment is Jerome Sinclair with 15, of course. Assists, Jesus Christ. Griffiths with 11 and Musonda also with 11. Man of the match is, of course, Griffiths with 7. Pass rating, Sam Manton with 86. Yellow cards, Watmore with 8. And, of course, reds is Watmore, Webster, Manton, Yanko, and Danny Hollands, who's out on loan. Average rating is Kieran Griffiths, of course. Now, let's get straight into the match. So we're going to go for ooh, that's an interesting one, actually. We are away from home, so I am going to drop us into our more familiar that shape with Ivancic. No, surely not. Where's Ivancic? What? Oh, for God's sake. Okay, I probably won't then. I'll probably go for a more, this kind of system, just because it's better. God, Griffiths is looking so good. I can't believe how good this... Oh, what the hell? 11 million quid he's now worth. He is a phenomenon for me. and he's just getting better and better, and I really, really want to make sure we can hold on to him for as long as is physically possible. That is the hope, basically. You'll notice that Jed Wallace is back now. Still gaining a bit of match fitness, but he's getting there. Yeah, we are going to go for this system, because I would have preferred to have played Ivancic in there, but he is apparently ineligible. I think that's because he's playing in an under-21s game, which is a stupid decision on my part. I didn't think the game was today. In fact, why on earth would they allow you to do that if he's in the first team squad? Oh well, no biggie. Well, could be a biggie. We'll just have to wait and see. Let's get into this one. Stoke versus Pompey. Now, we're still miles clear of the relegation zone. There's no doubt there. We've got that was basically the win that would guarantee our survival in my book. 42 points. I think West Ham got relegated on 42 points one time, but that was absurd, and that doesn't happen very often. So I think we are completely safe now, and we've got a few games to try and pick up some extra points just to try and keep ourselves in the top half, which is kind of my aim now. So let's get this one going, see if we can come up with something special away at Stoke today. You notice QPR are still actually rocking away there in the top 7. They had that one really good season, then had a really poor one, and now they're kind of back, so that makes a little bit of sense. I just don't want to see another crappy result in terms of like us actually playing quite well and still losing, or yeah. Savitsky's ball in. Oh, God's sake. Like, fair enough, they put the ball in the net there, but was there or was there not 2 players standing on the... Oh, wait, let me guess, it's the old I've cleared it against the attacker goal. That seems to happen quite a fair bit too. That was a really sloppy goal to concede, especially from a corner where we're usually so good from nowadays, defending and attacking-wise. That is disappointing. Let's see what actually happened. The ball comes in, Coleman heads it down to Bezic. Bezic's effort is well saved, and then there's 2 of them there that could do... Oh, for God's sake. Surely that's a foul on Griffiths. So that's actually... That looked like a Kieran Griffiths' own goal for my money, but that's disappointing. To concede a goal like that. Griffiths, now you're going to have to make up for that, mate. And no, you've lost the ball. Well, he can't do everything by himself. As good as a player as he is, he can't do it all by himself. But we are now going to have to be on this system anyway. Although, I'm going to switch it to attacking, because it's given us a bit more about us in certain games. And I'm thinking that maybe we may have to switch to a more attacking style of play. Once we start doing a little bit better in the Premier League, we may have to change our mentality. Oh my God! Yeah, I'm done with this crap. I mean, what can you do? It's just not fun anymore when this is happening in every single game now. I mean, what is this shit? Ball play back here from Griffiths. What more? I mean... And then, of course, the keeper doesn't dive. I give up. This is happening in every game now. I don't know why, because there's not been any updates, so I'm not entirely sure what's happened. We've done team meetings, we've done all kinds of stuff, and it just seems to happen every game, and it's so annoying. Musonda with the free kick. Can he get one back for us? No. Oh, it's going to bounce out, and Adam Webster's in there to make it 2-1. A little bit against the run of play for us, but it is a goal nonetheless to at least get us back into this game a little bit. But a comeback now will be quite something. It's just conceding goals like that is what's been happening all the time, though. Unlucky from the keeper, but Webster will steal in their captain's goal, and it is now 2-1 to Stoke. So we're back in it a little bit, but things have been pretty poor for us still in some of these games. And it's just goals conceded like those two, basically. I mean, it's like Chuckle Brothers style stuff. And, oh my God. All right, well, Yanko's coming off then. And Shirk will play in at right back. And I know you might think like it doesn't happen that often. Point is, that sort of stuff has happened in pretty much every game this month and for the last couple of months. Ever since we started on this losing streak, those are the kind of goals that we're conceding, and it's costing us. Like against Reading, both the goals were sort of those type of, well, perhaps not as bad as that, but still dodgy, and it's a pain because it takes all the fun out of playing the game when you're just conceding those types of, let me guess, penalty maybe? No? Probably. That's a good tackle. Well done, Ben. Knock it down the line. Musonda brings it down, under control. Can we get one back before half? What? That didn't look like a decent chance. Oh, where's the ball? Oh. Good save. Well done. Oh, he's offside anyway, Stuart Coleman. I was going to say, I thought that might have been Seamus Coleman, but why would he be playing at Stoke at this stage? Then again, they've had some decent players in the past. Right, we need to come up with something. We're playing okay, but we're just not looking threatening enough. Right, what can we change? I'm going to close down a little bit more to get the ball back off them. I'm going to turn off pass into space for a little bit. We're going to go whipped crosses for this second half, just to see if that makes any difference. We've not been the best side, but the point is, their 2 goals for me just sum up everything that I'm disliking about playing FM at the moment. Conceding those types of goals, too much, just way too much. Savitsky's ball in, and it's well collected by Alex Backman. He's been a hero for us at times this year. He's made some absolutely stunning saves. But as you can see, they've got, you know, go on, win that ball back. Ball over the top. We should win this. McAvoy does well to knock that out the air, and then loses it, of course. Watmore's having an absolute nightmare out there today, but... What? Okay, good. Right. That was ridiculous. He just went right through him. I hate when they ghost through you as well. Like, I know you can dribble past people, but they seem to dribble literally directly through you. Unless they get nutmegged all the time. That could possibly be the case. We don't seem to have stepped things up in this second half either. They've got a lot of men forward. That was a great tackle, but the problem is all of our tackles seem to just drop straight back to them. And that is worrying. Oh my god. Don't foul it. It feels like another case of keeper didn't dive. Jesus. These away games, I've got to tell you. Like, that was a good finish from the Stoke player, and I don't know why I thought... I suppose we were set to close down a bit more. It was a near post goal, and... Oh, he did actually dive. It was just a good finish. Maybe he could have done better. I don't know. Right, we're going to have to try and change something here. I don't want to drop deeper, though, because we're losing. Turn off that, maybe. I don't like changing too much stuff, just because it tends to mess with everything you've kind of got planned anyway. But we may not have a choice in the matter in this one. Oh, don't concede another goal. Webster does well, but there's nobody in there. They're just first to every ball. Right, win that. Oh, come on! Oh. Merry Christmas. Jesus fucking Christ. Now we're just playing shit. Their third and fourth goals have just been... Put a tackle in! Right, notice that on both the last 2 goals, a sliding tackle has come in and somehow the ball has just glitched past him. On both of those. I know it's just the way it's interpreting the data and... Oh, Jesus, come on, let me make a change at least. Stoke have just stepped it up. Right, okay, clearly what we're doing is not working at all now. Closing down more is not working. We're going to push into space. I'm going to push higher up again, because what other choice have we got right now? This is depressing. This is a really depressing performance, but, I mean, they've created a lot of chances, and they've scored quite a few goals, so fair enough. But it's the way that we're playing. Defensively, terrible. Good tackle, win that ball. Keep it a bit, though. Don't just give it straight back to them. Or just give it straight back to them. Right, turn that off, turn that on. We're getting an okay amount of possession, so maybe we'll get work into the box on. It's not going to make much difference now, probably, but... good tackle, well done. Well, not tackle, but interception. McAvoy. If we get a goal back now, there's always a chance of saving some, like, dignity. Griffiths. Can he slide into the channel? Musonda. With the effort, and it's, of course, blocked. Those one-on-ones never seem to go in. They just don't. Wallace with the corner now. Maybe a little bit better from Pompey here. Kevin McAvoy now. Will he get it back out to Wallace, or just... Oh, my God. Oh, I'm managing a team of Chuckle Brothers. Right. I was about to make another change, but... Well, I'm going to make the change anyway. Sinclair has been absolutely woeful today, so I'm going to bring on Burrell to try and let him run at them a little bit more, and maybe that'll help, but I don't really see it as going to help. That's a good tackle. Well done, Charlie Taylor. Taylor's been decent today. He's actually put some decent tackles in. Griffiths now. He needs to do something. We just need to forget about this game, really. It's been a woeful performance. The first 2 goals and just the defending in general has been absolutely shocking today. Musonda, Sinclair. Can he shoot? Yes, he can. It is 4-2, just as I bring him off, would you believe? But there we go. Stoke 2, Pompey 4. It's his 16th goal of the season. He's still not been great today, but he found the space there. Some better football from us. Griffiths' ball. Musonda with the flick on. Sinclair just takes that extra touch to get the space. Bottom corner. Hopefully Burrell with the last 25 minutes can maybe give us something to celebrate about, but I just feel like it's probably going to be more likely Stoke getting a 5th goal. Savitsky, ball in. Win that header. Win that header. That's it. One more keeps it in play. Now we can break. Go! Go! There we go, McAvoy. Burrell... Oh my God. It's alright, don't worry. We can't pass, apparently. That's fine. There we go, Webster, but it goes straight back to them. And intercept... Not intercepted, apparently. I feel like they're about to score another one here. Oh, come on. Oh, what a save from Bachmann. Great save, but my point is he's keeping us in games often with those kind of saves lately. And I just don't understand why, despite me not having changed the tactic a great deal... Oh, my God. We've suddenly started conceding goal after goal after goal in every single game. Like, we'll score a couple, but we'll concede a load. And it's frustrating to watch, really. I'm going to make our last sub now. Who can we even bring in? Who's not... I'm going to bring on Lucarelli because Wallace is not fully fit. And Lucarelli's actually been getting more and more lately. Come on. And I am going to also go overload because why the hell not? You know, we're losing 2-0. It ain't happening for us. Push forward. Go on. Make it 4-3. Steal one, really, because 4-3 would probably not be that fair on Stoke in a sense. But we've just defended so poorly. And it's been really disappointing because the defending was great in the first half of the season and now it just seems to have gone to shit. And I can't really understand what's changed because our tactic is the same, virtually anyway. Begovic with the long ball. Headed down to nobody. Right, win that header. Win the header for the love of Jesus. Right, he's going to at least win that. That's good. Oh, come on! He had a... Oh, jeez, right, win that ball. There we go, Griffiths wins it back. I hate that when they somehow win the ball around your player, even though you're in front of them. It's frustrating. Yeah, I've never seen one of my players do that. Begovic with the ball and win, there we go, Schröck, and that's poor. I've not got it set to... Oh! Burrell! That was incredibly poor from Stoke. So this seems to be creeping in more and more now into this game. I'm noticing a lot more defensive mistakes causing goals. Clearly for both sides. Look, what is this kind of stuff? Look, what is that? Like, that's ridiculous. We should never... Like, that's 3 times in this game alone that there's been huge defensive errors, and that's what's causing a lot of the goals that I've noticed. Oh, surely we can't come back. Surely. God, what a comeback this would be if we did it. I don't think we're going to. Let's not get our hopes up. Then again, Stoke probably have it in them to make a horrific defensive error since we've made enough for them today. Maybe they'll get one. Oh, he's going to knock it through the channel. Oh, that's 5. No, he's missed it. 4-3 is actually very flattering on us, I have to say. Have we got it on shoot? I'm going to go shoot on sight for the last 3 minutes just to see if we can score a long-range screamer. Oh, I'll tell you what, Schröck, Musonda, back to Schröck. Can we? Surely not. Ball in, nobody there. We've given it a jolly good go in this second half. It's certainly been a bit of a humdinger of a game. We've not been... Like, they've created the better chances. That is a no-brainer. In terms of, oh, win it, win it, win it. There we go. Kieran Griffiths with the long ball and no one. But Lucarelli's on here. Oh, please make a run. Somebody make a run. There. No, there was a run on. Merry Christmas, Mainstream Sam. Jesus, get in now. It's going to play it into the channel, and now we are going to lose a goal here. Pianka's through, and that is 5. Oh, well done. Well done, Bachmann. They've had 9 clear-cut chances in this game, so if I was in Stoke's position right now, I'd be furious if we didn't win. So, as you can see, it does seem to happen to both teams. Right, win that ball. There we go. McAvoy's away here, but he's only got half a minute to actually make something happen. He's almost certainly going to lose it. Yep. Looks like we are still going to lose, and again, by the odd goal. But that's just how it goes, isn't it, really? We've not been good enough today. Although those defensive errors are just ridiculous. Taylor, and it's gone out of play. Oh, I thought we were going to get something cheeky from it. Stoke 4, Pompey 3, and another defeat. And this is something we're going to have to tighten up next season. Because our form lately in this second half of the season is worrying me. We are going to have to play our defensive strategy a little bit more in games. In away games particularly. But those first couple of goals really did annoy me. But then I would have been annoyed as well at the third one we scored. So that's disappointing to see, because that's happening a lot now. Anyway, so where does that put us in the league? We're still in the top half. That's the thing. We're still 10th after that horrific run we've been on. Newcastle won the Capital One Cup as well, by the way. So there we go. We are 15 points clear of the relegation zone, and still looking at like we've got a potential to get in that top 10, basically. That's where I'm aiming, to try and get in the top 10, but at the moment I genuinely worry if we're actually going to be able to do that, just because of the way things are going at the moment. So there we go, guys. In our next game, the live com will be the Liverpool game. Oh, and look at the month we've got. Holy shit snacks. I don't think... Oh my god. Like, we had our winnable games and we've lost most of them. We've got Spurs, Man United, Newcastle, Liverpool, QPR and Arsenal. We could just as easily lose all 6 of those. That is genuinely worrying. I don't know what's changed, but from that early season form, we have just dropped off crazy. So, yeah, if you've liked what you've seen, please feel free to drop a like on the episode. And if you'd like to even more than that, please feel free to subscribe to my channel for more Portsmouth and Red Star Belgrade in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. And I'll see you guys in the next episode for the Liverpool game. Bye-bye.